last long. Not much good's happening to Radiant's bottom tower. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower could use some help.
Denied.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Are those cracks in Dire's top tower? Triple fire.
Good job just dodging the roll. He was not hit once by that. So.
Seems fine to me, bro. I see literally no problem.
Squirrels, you know?
Must have watched that Rick and Morty episode. Squirrels taking over everything, and you know, in this game, I do think one of the things that the Squirrels going to be able to do really well is help them win out their vision game. That's one of the things that Neptune Gaming has often found themselves in trouble with, is control of where they can play around the map with vision. And Hoodwink, one of the better heroes at helping his team get that more. Right now, it's not necessary, obviously. They're still playing in this laning phase, with things being relatively slowly paced, still very static. I mean, we're almost at 10 minutes here, Dragon Drop. We've only gotten the one kill. Neither team really prepared to make any super aggressive moves, but what sucks about this is the big loser of all of this is Fonte. Has barely any farm on this Ursa, bottom of the net worth. And yet again, he's down at less than half HP, and Flyby is revving up the Rolling Thunder, making him think about it, like, we might come towards you, my friend, be careful. And I think Fonte is gonna have to leave. Okay, he's not leaving, he's gonna stick around, but his team is gonna come to him. We finally have a rotation from the top lane. Hui, AE, gonna try and utilize the first Arena of Blood, the first Finger of Death, and try and make something happen on the team, on the map for their team.
Second arena, so we used that to try and make the kill attempt on lifesteal earlier, but certainly the first Finger of Blood that might be the thing. Pushes him over the edge. Just scout the Ancient stack on the way. Flyby and XCJ, they are gonna know what hit him.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Tanks, absolutely, and that's certainly enjoying the free time up top. He's not been recovering very quickly here already. Early network.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yep.
Now putting a lot of pressure on this tower with the catapult.
I mean, when all of this has been happening, as all of this has been happening, right, as they've been moving around to bottom with the Mars and the Lion to try to find that kill, which they do get on the Squirrel, but onto Hoodwink, whatever. It's a rotation your tank any day of the week. MS has been left largely alone in the top lane and just keep farming. I mean, he hasn't died and he was getting completely outlasted by the AE Mars, but at the end of the day, it's not good enough for, like, you know, to not kill him. You have to put pressure on him or force him back into the jungle. If he can just maintain his presence in the lane, completely happy with this. And like you said, he's caught up in the net worth. He's sieging the tower. It's about to fall on this next push if they don't defend this. And it doesn't seem like they're coming to defend because they have to go bottom to deal with this attempt on Fonte's life. The relocate's also coming in. They're committing everything for this. The Laguna Blade will get this kill. Sonic Wave was committed by Waishen, but now this Queen of Pain might find that she's the one that's out of position. Does manage to blink away. The maxed out blink, so complete safety going to be available for Waishen, but yet again, another Sonic Wave committed to try and save the life of Fonte that goes nowhere. Doesn't allow them to get anything. They don't save his life, they don't save the tower. It's just a wasted spell here, Dragon Drop. And they're about to lose the tier 1 tower in the top lane.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Goes down, mid gets denied, so MS in getting that. Map control still, of course, always nice to take down his mid tier 1.
Oh no.
He didn't have a TP, so it's like, yeah, he probably stuck there for a while, but did he show it again? I was not ready for this one, to be honest.
Oh no, he thought that they retreated away behind the trees and he didn't have vision, so he came out for a second, but gets immediately punished. Oh no, Waishen. The worst part is they didn't even punish him with the LSA. It was a bushwhack that caught him out of nowhere. And this is the power of this hoodwink. He can hide with the scurry. As you see an arena of blood being popped, they might get this kill onto the Lina, and they do. Finally, some good news for Neptune Gaming, being able to pick up D-stones here on the high ground in their own jungle.
He felt bad that I brought out, so he's like, alright, I'm gonna be green. I'm gonna give you the opportunity. To turn things around on me as well. So. Very nice catch there from Neptune. Lena, yeah, it's as we said, if you can get the drop on her, if you can't pull her up, then that's a very easy kill.
They're beating on Dire's top tower.
Gets BKB going, currently working.
Dire's top
Looks like she's
tower is
adopting
under
that
attack.
ultra aggressive build. Instead of going bots BKB, she's gonna go
Dire's
bots
structures are
Shadow
fortified.
Blade BKB Silver Edge. A lot more aggressive, and it does seem to lead into what we were talking about earlier with her functioning sort of as a secondary right clicker, with Son Goku able to buttress the attack speed. So see where the idea is coming from, understand the rationale here. And D-stones, I'm really terrified about what Neptune Gaming will be able to do to hold off against it. I'm glad that AE is going for this early BKB. Normally I admonish the Mars players for not going for the early omelet, but I think Orb of Corrosion in this game probably helps cover a little bit what that item was supposed to help you do. But they just needed Blink Dagger really, really badly. And they really need to find a way to involve Waishen in this game here, Dragon Drop. 0, 1, and 0. You know, if you're playing Lina and you have a low kill score, you're like, whatever, dude. I'm a farmer anyways, okay. But as Queen of Pain, you're not very happy about the fact that you've moved a lot in this game, found no kills, only been finding death for yourself, and not really been able to utilize any of the advantages of this hero to accelerate your team forward. And when the game is going this slowly, you start to question, why didn't we just pick a different mid laner who could better utilize this free farm time?
I'm taken out immediately though, and Neptune gave him up. But now with the arena coming in, trying to burst down this.
Nice.
Will be able to activate. Still below as well. Gets a bushwhack, but another blink. Look for Waishen. Shim off of D-stones right there with the turnaround. Flyby gets the control. Waishen going in too deep. Either leaves though, and that leaves Lina all alone on the front lines. Flyby, not a whole lot that he can do. It's so good to try to help him out. But left on the low ground, there'll be another snack eventually.
Killing spree.
Got him.
Down, when all is said and done. What is that? 2 for 4 if you want to still count that on dying that died initially.
That is magnificent.
Need to involve Queen of Pain and delivered at the perfect time. I have the Akemi bottle, but the tire can do it. Did end up dying, but
They're still fighting.
down. Aegis and Ends of Fonte, Flyby and MS. Down the line, but they need some more. Tombstone on the high ground. They cannot continue this engagement here, especially with Waishen also threatening. Walk away instead.
Alrighty. Neptune Gaming, the perfect fight. They show up to get revenge in middle, get the arena down, they burst Lifestealer, they save the tier 1 tower, they take a big fight, and they get the Roshan. That's like 2 sustained minutes of just W's that Neptune Gaming get to find for themselves, which has not been the case for the most part, unfortunately, in this game. But the big thing in that situation is not just involving the Queen of Pain, but allowing Ursa to come and get some good net worth in a fight. Fonte was kind of struggling beforehand, went for this Battle Fury build, and often when you go for this Battle Fury, you feel a little bit off the pace with your ability to fight early. But if the team is able to bring the fights to you, now you can utilize this Battle Fury to get you closer towards having the Blink Dagger as well, so you have that full mobility and the farming potential that you need on this hero. I mean, honestly, if that fight doesn't go as good as it does and they don't get those Aegis, I'm starting to feel a little bit worried about the fact that he went Battle Fury. It would put them a little bit off the pace about being able to contribute to the fights early, but now suddenly not a problem. Suddenly also means that MS has more pressure on him because this late game is not really going to be coming. The reloading bottom onto the Smalls, they got the stun out onto him, and there is going to be the reload, right clicks. Rolling Thunder made sure that there's no escape, and MS very happy to get the taxi out. Gets a free kill. That's always nice.
Nice catch there, because Slider also showing off his own Blink Dagger. And with the Bushwhack, there's plenty of controls set up for this relocate play. There's something that you're looking for. You don't just want to relocate blind because you walk away from it.
Yep.
If you have some initial stuns to set it up, so Neptune Gaming, they stabilized with the last
bottom tower is under attack.
But it doesn't mean that they're on a path to straight up winning the game without any more effort here. I mean, Manicured will help the Ursa to just
Radiant's bottom tower's got problems.
Lifestealer who's been still farming very effectively. So it has Armlet, has a Heaven's Help, but finds Brigand's Blade for himself. Just like we said a little bit earlier. It's up right now.
No.
Jump just.
They thought somebody must be invis nearby to break the smoke. We even popped the dust for that. Sadly, they don't get anything. And bottom, there's a final to XCJ. Yet again, they're committed to using the Arena of Blood around them. Get the quick squirrel kill. And I'm looking at this build for the Lifestealer. He's going for this AC next as well. And he picked up a Quicksilver Amulet too. Are you kidding me? So the full rising, right-clicking, Lifestealer here are going to be coming out. Once this AC is finished, I think that they definitely want to keep going. We sometimes would see Desolator in lieu of giving Halberd when you go for this kind of build, but in this game, he recognizes that with the one right-clicker being Fonte, if I buy Heaven's Halberd, apply it onto him, then suddenly we've got a very sad bear. We can take the rest of the fight and then come back and deal with Fonte. But Fonte is not going to make this super easy for them. As much as he's still being left behind by the Lifestealer, it's only a very shallow lead at present here. And once he gets this BKB, so honestly, even though Lifestealer will have a bit more farm, I still feel Ursa will be a little bit more effective in the fight with his ability to get to the very far end of it, threaten directly Lina, Pango, Hoodwink, whereas Lifestealer definitely can't jump by himself to the back end of the fight to threaten the same heroes in that way either. So looking forward to see what Fonte does, and especially since they have at least another minute of free time to get this farm with this Aegis, and they might utilize that free time to also pick up a tier 2 tower in the top lane.
Say that SAG is more restricted in the way that they fight. They kind of need to be the ones initiating, ideally, and then it's a way to make sure that Lina doesn't get thrown out.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're trying to do right here. Lina has the top, of course. She can join on top whenever. Smoked up running straight into Of course, he made that movement to find out what SAG was at.
Radiant's bottom tower's got problems.
It's a sacrifice that was planned and expected. Other than the whole team.
Yeah. Wajin got a little bit lucky there. He blinked into the river literally a second before the smoke move came up. And had he done so a second later, he probably would have revealed the smoke, but he's still in front of these heroes. They want to make this jump. Earth Spike misses. He goes in with the rage, but now they'll see him. And this is one of the main problems that Sparking Arrow Gaming have. Like you were mentioning, if they ever get spotted first, if the initiation is ever scouted, it's so easy for Neptune Gaming to dodge it. They've got the double blinks on Mars and the Ursa. Queen of Pain has the blink on the spell. This Lion also has blink too, so quite difficult if they don't get the instant initiation from SAG for them to start the fight on their terms. And Neptune Gaming recognize this and they go into a smoke. They're like, wait a second. they can't do anything, can they? Okay, let's go. Let's try to force them into a fight that we know that they'll have a harder time responding to than we have starting the fight itself. Sadly, Sparking Arrow Gaming also realized this, so they're playing very close together as a team up on top. But this Lina, she hasn't shown yet, and everybody's going to be playing around each other. Maybe Flyby might be the straggler here, especially since he's used the swashbuckle. Yeah, he's dead. He's dead. Yeah, he's dead.
Push out of the arena because it was stunned up by the earth swag while his spear was going, so that's always a bit funny to see. Ultimately, it was a little bit too much. Looking right into them, so yeah, it's created, I guess, not as ideal as
Dire's bottom tower needs some
because
help.
obviously Flyby is in 3 position here. You don't want to give them up
It
for
looks
free
like Dire
necessarily.
fortified their structures. Radiant structures have been snow fortified. Dire's bottom tower is being chipped away.
As well, SAG trying to make the best of it here.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
He responded to live. Scouted out immediately though and killed off just as well.
Dire's bottom tower has shattered to little pieces.
Did his job though, came in to distract them from being able to push on the tower and putting in right clicks. He's done so, but no, they're bringing in D-Stones. They're insistent on making this a tier 1 for tier 2 trade with this numerical advantage. I don't know about this, they're taking it very quickly, but they really want to fight. They miss with the bushwhack. AE looking for an arena opportunity, won't be able to find it. But they draw a lot of heroes back, but look how low they got the tower. Sparking Arrow Gaming, they get the kill on Lion. They got out without having to lose anybody. Oh, this actually works out really, really well for them. I think that given how this game is going, they recognize the same thing we're talking about, their difficulty in fighting. So they're like, well, we can't take an easy fight like that. Let's just keep pushing on the side of the map. Make sure MS never is in a dead position. We always have the relocate potential to get him out. Always have Hoodwink nearby, that if heroes are trying to run onto him, Bushwhack will stop them right in their tracks. So this is actually interesting that they have an IO drop playing a 4-5 man spread right now, just to try and avoid some of the skirmish potential of Neptune Gaming. This must be so frustrating for Neptune. One of the few games they've been playing where after the laning phase, things have actually been going in their favor. They've taken some positive fights. They've got a ton of farm on Fonte. They're the ones that got to 10 kills first. They don't have the top net worth overall, but their capability of 4-5 man skirmishes is great, but SAG just never allowing them to really get that advantage going. Just frustration after frustration after frustration. And the longer this goes, the more prone they'll be to make a smoking into the Radiant side of the map, hoping for a pick off here.
Very nice pick if they could get it, but White Chain, of course. One moment he's there, next he's just
Are those cracks in Dire's
but
top
he's showing
tower?
in mid right now.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Wouldn't be to interrupt the TP out, but what a vision of that. Bottom now though, and it's just as close. There, they're moving forward, roll up, follow forward, with the yellow sage. Just needs a bit of extra damage and they have it.
Wow.
Good break in the right impressive team coming in one by one. AE with his own BKB. A little to tombstone, doesn't find a good place for the arena though.
Oh my god.
What the hell, Flyby? You crazy?
Okay.
Just going in, MS clicking away the tower, LSA connect on them dying. Right receivers to nuke down the line and
Killing
shove this
spree.
arm slow.
Double kill.
Hell happened to him? Just disappeared.
Radiant's bottom tower is no
D-Stones happened. D-Stones with Tether. I told D-Stones with Tether, with AC being nearby from MS. It's very difficult to survive a fight like that. A lot of damage coming out. And Neptune Gaming, this is so sad. Why should had BKB? But he can't get off the spell in time. From one disable, it turns into a million, and they get everything onto him. And from that play dragon drop, suddenly SAG rinsing a lane of racks. Are you kidding me? Neptune Gaming, mere seconds ago, the game was okay. They still had a tier 2 bottom. They'd avoided all these smoke gangs from SAG. They had a BKB out on Queen of Pain, but just one moment later, everything just turns to ash in their mouths. This Lifestealer, because he went for this pure right-clicking build, has a very easy time, not just chopping through heroes, but the attack speed on towers when he has Tether is just obscene. Look at this. Just a turret hitter.
Any heroes in that fight bottom?
Right? He's like,
Flyby and D-Stones. You just click the tower.
oh my god.
Oh god, that is alright. CJ dead to the finger, so at least he's stacking up some more most charges. They see Arena coming through. The game song go through. Will be able to do so with the speed connected. He's connected. Alex coming out immediately because this is for Roshan. Tombstone in the middle of it, so making things a bit awkward. To wait this one out on SAG, but Fonte taking that cover, wants to take that advantage, and yes, they decide to flick away on this tombstone. It survive until time comes out naturally, but Roshan is not fallen just yet. Very important. The Aegis and the shard, especially for the Ursa, just such a great upgrade to get from.
Neptune Gaming need to take this Aegis. They can't allow them to go away to SAG. There have been 2 buybacks on the supports, so this might be a golden opportunity, and Neptune Gaming need to know that this attempt is happening right now. 35 seconds until they'll have access to the arena again, but SAG also want to take this fight. They don't want to get surprised, so they're the ones that are going to make the aggressive move, moving in through this mid lane. Actually find a way up the hill though, so MS will just go back into the pit, daring them. They know that, well, one of us is going to get this Aegis. One of us needs it more than the other. Shazam, will they be able to pop down the tombstone again? Do they take this fight? This Roche is dying. It's so close to getting taken down. Will they blink in time? No, they won't. Lina gets the Aegis. Shazam caught it in as well with the bushwhack. Will lose his life so quickly. But they're going to get the counterplay onto this Lina, but they can't kill her in time. Infest and the tether. So instead, they just get the immediate turnaround onto Fonte. Laguna Blade turns him into jelly as they bring him down. Wychen trying to flee the fight in time. Will be able to get away, but it's already popped the BKB, so it's in a dangerous position. D-Stones, does he find the LSA? Finds it onto the Undying. They allow the Queen of Pain at the very least to TP out. But they take the Aegis here, Dragon Drop. They kill Fonte, the one hero that needed this Aegis to be functional in this game. And I don't know now if it's possible for them to win anymore. Sparking Arrow Gaming are just taking everything. They've got map control, they have the outpost on bottom. And without buyback on this Undying, they have a potential to get another tier 3 tower and potentially a second lane of racks.
Like, what happened to the shot? I don't see the indicator in the top, and then they remember, oh yeah, that's
oh, wait.
the Chinese production of the game. Hey, that is MLS being stunned up inside the arena, healed up, he's still alive now!
Wow.
Onto the Mars and say goodbye to him. Take the courier. Please leave our racks alive, they say. I don't think SIG will be.
What? They call GG?
GG will play just straight up cold. They don't think
wow.
off the Mars and then tries to reach the ship that lose Wychen.
Dire wins! They did it!
He's already called a little bit too much. Sparking Arrow Gaming with the victory in the end.
Nah.
Radiant team's turn to ban. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban.
We saw Neptune. And these movements was not ideal, but ultimately they didn't end up losing too much on the map, and it seemed like they were going to enter the mid game well, and they did. Got some good items on their Ursa, got their Blink BKB timings on their Mars, Queen of Pain got BKB Sanj and Kaya. It all looks like it's going to work out. And then disaster struck. Disaster struck. They lose one fight down bottom, right? And not that late into the game either. It's like what, 22 minutes, 23 minutes in. They lose this one fight around their tier 2. And a minute later, Dragon drop. They've lost the later Brax. A few minutes later, they've lost the second Aegis. And a few minutes after that, they've lost the entire game. And this is not the first time that we've seen this happen with Neptune Gaming, where one or two setbacks, one or two mistimed movements on the map, one or two badly taken fights suddenly cascade into them just falling apart. And it happened yet again from them, and now they're staring down the cusp of going down 0-2, and going 0-2 would also mean going 0-6 in the league, practically guaranteeing that they're going to find themselves getting relegated.
Really hard to avoid that fate right now, but at least you want to have
Radiant team ban.
on in the season. You say, yeah, this went well. This is something that we can build on. You want to have that 1 game at least for. Try and make this happen. It had some changes apparently. Not sure if one of these guys is still on thing because
10 seconds remaining.
might end up changing. They thought it was good. Names in the draft don't.
5 seconds remaining. Dire team's turn to ban. Radiant team's turn to ban.
Back. We know that for facts. In last game, so we'll see what they can do with that. It's not always
Dire
great
team ban.
to have a
Radiant
player
team ban.
in the middle of the season. Prophet Pangolier, Hoodwink, Bloodseeker. Already statements being made.
Yep, and we saw this Bloodseeker getting banned out last game by Sparking Arrow Gaming themselves, but now they make sure to grab it, have the BS. I mean, you see a Pango on the other team, you just pick Bloodseeker. Simplifies life. Now this Pangolier is going to be forced into the situation where you have to play this. Either they shift it down to a support, or you have to play the super slow style of Pangolier, very rarely using your ultimates unless you've seen Bloodseeker activate the Rupture. Then you can go in, and it tends to really make your timings on this hero quite wonky. Already love what I'm seeing here from Sparking Arrow Gaming. Neptune though do have some push prowess at the very least with this Death Prophet, can go anywhere. Could be the 5 position, the 3 position, the mid laner. Options are available, and especially if you have a team set up where you've made some substitutions in the middle of a series, I think it always behooves you to play heroes that don't require a very high execution cost, right? That it's very simple, the idea, hey guys, come around me, I'm gonna press R, we're gonna go take a building, sweet. We don't have to time perfect movements, perfect rotations around the map, and we at least have a situation where they'll always have the availability of some team fight, and they increase that option as well by getting themselves an Earthshaker. Fissure, really nice with Pangolier in the game as well. Can set up for some very nice block opportunities. And they also have now some counter initiation, which they've really been lacking in a lot of these games. They often find themselves that if the enemy team jumps them, they don't have very good counter options. But now you have 2 between Pango and the Earthshaker. Well, provided Pangolier is allowed to play Dota with Bloodseeker in the game.
Yeah, it's always a bit dangerous, isn't it? You roll away, but then you get ruptured. It's like, yeah, so I just to my ult. And there, then maybe die, or just keep rolling and definitely die. It's not a fun game to play. We'll see, maybe can get a point. Shaker, yeah, I agree though, very good for counter initiation, so it works well with this idea of you're mentioning, right? The Prophet just says, hey, yeah, I'm gonna power at me, then be my guest. Then
yeah.
Fucking Arrow will need to pick some wave clear.
I'm also kind of wondering. I'm I'm wondering, what do you think, right?
Radiant team's turn to pick.
Is Neptune Gaming gonna put this Earthshaker offlane? I'm starting to think about it now that they might decide to put Earthshaker 3 and then the Pango as the 4 position, just to try and at least get some coverage there and to get an earlier Blink Dagger out of the Earth. Looking back on that game, the game 1, yeah, sure, Hui was able to get a fairly decently timed Blink Dagger on his Lion, but I think they might also want like an Axe or a BKB on this
5
Earthshaker.
seconds remaining.
Otherwise, they might just decide, well, Pango, we just rupture you. Earthshaker, if we just drop Blood right nearby, we should be fine. And we get this Invoker now. Alacrity plays are on. We still haven't gotten what the offlane is guaranteed from Sparking Arrow, but now I'm starting to worry, do they go like Tide Hunter Invoker, Faceless Void Invoker? Oh, Faceless Void is banned, so there's no Mars, there's no Void. The best combos with this hero are gone, but I could still see them deciding to pick up a hero that allows you to burst somebody immediately when Cataclysm comes out.
Yeah. And obviously, let's not forget that the hero is not just about
Dire team's turn to
all
pick.
of this team fight.
Wind Ranger at your service.
Well-timed tornado Ian. Against these strike heroes, the mana, the mana burn, the Pango, and the Earthshaker, what are they gonna do? Nothing.
10 seconds remaining.
They'll be sad.
It's gonna be something to look.
5 seconds remaining.
Also gives them the opportunity, when the counter initiation comes, they have their own counter initiation, like you mentioned with that tornado. Wind Ranger coming up as well. It was the other day I was in the NA DPC and we saw this Wind Ranger pause 4 and I didn't believe in it for a long period in the game. However, there was a late game, some situations with some close range shackle shots against 2 melee heroes. I think it was Pango, Faceless Void. I forget what the other hero was, but it looked really, really good. And given that Pango and Earthshaker want to be getting far forward in the fight, there always will be some susceptibility to being shackle shotted, but I think this is mostly about some stellar lane harass. Both sides of the map right now is going to be putting pressure onto Neptune Gaming, which will prove to be problematic because generally speaking, Neptune's best aspect of the game is the laning phase. They start to crash out after that, so the Sparking Arrow Gaming is putting that pressure onto them now. It makes life extremely difficult for Neptune Gaming, considering that they haven't shown the best ability to rally as a team after the laning phase. So they'll need to do something to make sure that they can recover from this stage. I'm really worried about this mid-game Dragon Drop. I'll be honest with you. It doesn't look very good. Will this make it better? I don't...
It's a hero that you can rally around, but it's not a hero that can stabilize mid-game.
Dire team's turn to ban.
Yeah.
He's gonna farm up in the jungle. You really need a bunch of items to be effective. Like, you need a BKB. You'll need the Manta, maybe her.
Radiant team ban.
Like against Bloodseeker, we'll see. Make an argument for it. The point is, you need quite a bit of network before you really feel comfortable joining in.
10 seconds remaining.
I'm also really worried about what happens when Invoker starts to get
5
more
seconds
levels in the
remaining.
Exort. Then we're putting Alacrity on Bloodseeker, BKBs up on
Dire
Bloodseeker, and it
team's
just
turn to
runs
ban.
at your face as Luna. You don't really have many counterplay options. Big enough Luna can just stand there and deliver damage, challenge the Bloodseeker directly, but you have to be really, really large to get to that point as the Luna, and your team needs to be able to help you out. And in this game, the help is going to be difficult to deliver when BKBs do
10
emerge.
seconds
Death Prophet at the very least does have damage that goes through it, but this
5
Bloodseeker,
seconds remaining.
he gets BKB. What do they do? Like, what's the option here for them? This Luna is not going to have... we don't know what the offlane
Radiant
matchup is going to be,
team's
so we
turn.
don't know if she's going to crush that lane just automatically.
Dire
They're
team's
actually
turn to
convinced right now, Neptune, that the Bloodseeker is in the offlane. I don't know why they would do these bans on Lifestealer and Slot, so they just picked this Doom hero. Oh boy, this looks like a very good Doom game right now for me.
Sometimes you just want to have one target you can.
10 seconds remaining.
It's like you use it to protect for the other team. But this one, right
5
now,
seconds remaining.
depending on when you get the Doom out, obviously. Like, Doom after Necro Slam is still maybe useful you this one. You have a bunch of good Doom targets, right? Point it out.
Yeah.
taking gaming, they have strong lineup, but it's a very cool one. Like it gouts part of it. It's or if not.
Absolutely. I think actually in this game, they've got, so I'm thinking about this, right? Exorcism, they should want to trigger it before they really get too stuck into the fight. Bloodseeker is always going to rupture the Pango. It feels like this Luna, if I'm playing Doom right now, I never want to Doom anybody but Luna. I'm like, how much damage do they actually have in these fights without this Luna? Potentially not that much. So, last pick on the Snapfire. We're going to have another situation where a small surprise is going to take place here. Snapfire will be going into this mid lane for us here, drag and drop. So, going to be getting that damage build, dataless, probably being triggered out by Wai Shen to get to that level 20 talent as soon as humanly possible. Does present another Doom target, however, and more so than just presenting another Doom target, we now also have a situation where if the Snapfire doesn't have a good game, they are really being left behind in the damage front, because they've now shifted this Death Prophet into the 5 position. So support DP, support Pango as well, because they are playing what we talked about earlier, the Earthshaker in the offlane instead. This lineup is over-reliant on the laning phase, which Neptune Gaming often has been in general, but even for them, this is a bit much, and it does feel like there is no option. Like, what's the recovery plan here if things don't go well in the first 10 minutes of the game? They practically have none. It's very difficult for Pango and Death Prophet to make big moves early before they really kill it out with levels. Quite difficult to imagine a game where the Snapfire is creating space around the map. It's not a tempo controller, so needs the other lanes to go well, needs to be able to group up as a 5-man. And when you're playing group up style of Dota, doesn't mean that you have to have perfect execution and you have to have perfect lanes. And Neptune, unfortunately, has not really demonstrated either here in the lower division D. They really are in trouble, and I think Sparking Arrow Gaming are looking good for a 2-0 here.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, Snapfire, it's not something that we've never seen before, like especially in China. They've run into more often than other, say, at least what I've. But it is non-standard mid heroes for a reason, because it's heavily reliant on the ability to do spells and noted that circumstances. More importantly, like the moment the BKB comes out, the hero just becomes Bloodseek, Volker, and Doom. If he wants, he can probably get it very quickly, just because it's always going to have money to go for might. Neptune Gaming, they're on a timing. If the lanes go well enough, then
30
the
seconds to
be
battle.
Strong. Yeah, I share your concerns. The G have enough wrenches to roll between them in the meantime.
There is a bright side though. The one bright side of all of this is that if they do manage to actually get a good game for the Snapfire, the combination between her and the Luna does present a lot of physical damage, so that they won't need necessarily that much magical burst because they'll kill heroes that quickly. But I don't know why they went to challenge here for this bounty. Whatever, just a waste of spells, that's fine. Everything's okay. And they get just a regular trade. It's actually 3. Wait, just 2-2. Okay, it's just 2-2. Okay, I'm not gonna get 3. I was hoping that they would get something at least for Neptune Gaming, but at least, you know, AE, one of the aspects of having Earthshaker in the team is that you can perform this block and make sure that you get off at the very least to a decent start in the early laning phase, because it's not going to be the easiest lane to play into the Hoodwink or Bloodseeker. There's a lot of harass coming from this side of the map.
Blocks, so still a decent enough position side. Even better because if it makes it harder for the other progress rounds, so the tower starts hitting that one. Be more confident with the moment.
Let's see here. I'm trying to just figure out where's the best place for Neptune Gaming to try and apply pressure so that they can get themselves into a better position. It's not going to happen in this bottom lane, of course, as we discussed, so it has to happen in this lane up on top where Flyby already playing aggressively into the Luna's face, and with the help of the Wind Ranger, this is a lane where there's a ton of harass that can come out. So I'm really hoping that They utilize it well. Son Goku does get the cell cancelled, but it did enough heal that should be fine. They'll be able to come back. Once they get to level 3 in this lane.
Let's talk about the support left because now it's battling up with Son Goku. Quite successful again with that as a second. In solve of his own, perhaps. Charlie's going both ways.
Oh
no. Whip run, so Goku has to. Yeah.
Lol, that was hilarious, honestly. Go.
But you don't necessarily want to use this now when fighting forward. Right.
I don't know if the second sentry though blocks the camp here from Son Goku. We'll see at the next moment. And bottom lane, actually, they get the first blood onto AE. This Earthshaker try to do the classic move of running in back, but unfortunately, this is Hoodwink Bloodseeker. They can chase you, and when they get you, they can kill you. MS demonstrating it down bottom. And this is terrifying. Bloodseeker, I was already scared about a Bloodseeker if he just was going to have a normal game. So imagine in this game where he's getting an accelerated start by being able to find kills down bottom.
First blood, that is not something to expect or hope for here if you're in G.
Oh gosh.
Some halfway to the face boots for one complete well.
Feels bad. You know, there is one, you were asking earlier about the support DP, and it did indeed block the camp. Well done. One thing I do think that is going to be a problem for Neptune Gaming is whenever you play the support DP, it does really delay the level progression of this hero. And Death Prophet is really reliant on levels. And now, actually might try to run down Flyby, but he does have access to Scorched Earth. He'll just run by the Luna's Courier, kill it before it brings in the Band of Elven Skin. Feels bad. Feels bad. No bonus edgy for you.
MS's Courier also died on the other side, but he's gonna get the kill here. Maybe.
Nice.
That's how that ends well. Hoi is not there to help out. It's not very much time they had.
Oof. This is a potential problem here. This is honestly a potential problem. MS is really getting accelerated. The CS that he has right now behind the Luna, sure, by a large margin, but definitely will have higher net worth due to these kills. And the scary thing about this here, Drag and Drop, is he did this alone. XCJ was back pulling the creep wave. So when you allow a hero in the safe lane to have a kind of start where he can sustain himself against two heroes alone, that will allow this Hoodwink to be able to make more help happen elsewhere on the map. We should have the Snapfire start to worry a little bit about what might happen in a few minutes. But speaking of the Snapfire, on the bright side, having a pretty decent lane right now against D-Stones. With 3-point scatter blast, there's no way that you lose this matchup at all. And this is one of the reasons we started seeing these Snapfires come in from China. Just how good you can be in a lot of these matchups, how easy it is to secure, especially this range creep with the more points into the scatter blast.
Especially against a Quasvex Invoker. I mean, yeah, you have to worry about these spells a little bit. It's annoying, but it doesn't have that extra insane amount of right click depth you would have if you...
Look at that! Radiant's Courier just got killed! Radiant's Courier has been killed.
Come on!
Alright.
Oh, Peter, this is not okay.
Nah. They have to get something, right? They've gotten to this is only fair. You kill our Earthshaker twice, we kill two of your couriers. Exactly, you know. The fair trade at the end of the day. They get this. What's really scary though is look at AE. Already was back down to some very low HP. Doesn't have access to a soul ring or a helm, so he doesn't have much sustain for himself in this lane. Pretty much just going to be reliant on sticking as far back as possible to survive. But progression is going to be a lot slower, and I was hoping the hero would be playing off lane so he can get faster items, but that doesn't seem like it's going to happen in this game. It's going to be a situation where blink is delayed and they need that blink, so all the initiation has to come from a different target, and the only hero that can make some initiations happen is going to be the Snapfire. Remember, Pango cannot play this game. They had to move it to support because Bloodseeker just presses R and suddenly you do nothing.
Hey, if Snapfire gets an Aghanim Scepter, you don't need a blink dagger.
Hey.
Yay!
Yay! Sadly, he's not gonna build it for a while though. I think he's gonna go for the Blink Daedalus build first. It's gonna be a little bit delayed before they get the full Aghanim Scepter. He's gonna want damage.
see, because Idolus is also really effective, of course, when you have level 20.
Yeah, it gets super effective at level 20. Yeah. Super effective. So, middle lane, D-Stones. I think one of the things about this Invoker as well in this game is just how easy it's going to be for him. They have very little catch and very little way to get to the back of the fight here from Neptune Gaming. So D-Stones should have a free game. You know, I've talked a lot of trash about D-Stones over the years, but the one thing I'll never ever say negative about him is when he's playing Invoker. D-Stones Invoker, I always respect, I always stand by. As a top lane, flyby. Not gonna stand by anybody. Almost killed Gogo there, but now this DP, that's one of the things that sucks about playing this hero as +5. When you're in these situations where you've already triggered out the Spirit Siphon, you don't really contribute much to the lane anymore. And they might kill her. Shackle shot goes out, power shot, and flyby with the Centaur Conqueror Warstomp. They set up for the kill onto Gogo, and they set up down bottom for a kill onto Hui Hui. Actually, it was middle. D-Stones got that kill. Okay.
What?
Okay.
See what he was doing there as we were watching the action top, but yeah, I mean, kills for SAG, doubling the kill score, very nice. And it's top lane.
Beating on Dire's top tower.
But he's going for the Midas. Who turns up on the Devourers. So his last hits, not as good as Luno's.
Are those cracks in Dire's top tower?
As mid, actually, D-Stones another combo on White Shen. Hui just tried to go again. They have the cookie after the dust. It's kind of low.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
He also has a tower here. Someone could TP in much. He misses the scatter blast. And now, a lot of trouble here. Lots to go through. As MS makes rotation. D-Stones clicking away to you at the same time. Oh, this went terribly wrong. Went too deep.
That was actually the sickest thing that happened there. So D-Stones just recently picked up this Urn of Shadows, you know, needed to get those charges going. The fact that Waishin got brought down by MS gives D-Stones the additional Urn shot so that he can cold snap and then kill onto Hui Hui and bottom. They want AE as well. He's not going to be able to escape. They really wanted D-Stones to get closer. Hey, it's going to be a rotation kill. There we go. They try to get the save with the Fire Snap cookie, but this is cold snap plus Urn. Literally nothing you can do about it. I mean, this is paying it forward, right? MS rotates middle to save your life. You rotate bottom to help him out as well, you know. Hashtag teamwork.
Good indeed. They do know what's up here. They do have a ward right now. See that these stones around. Ready to go for another play. It's really what fucking into the river still being both snapped up. XJ, he's kind of isolated.
Killing spree. Own it.
Does the ancients get him? Oh, he's
Radiant's
just
no way.
out of there. Don't tell me this. Don't tell me.
They have fissure. Oh, they don't have fissure anymore.
All right.
Bats in the fire.
He didn't have TP anyway, so using gold probably better than just.
Dire's middle tower isn't going to last long.
Cooldown though. I need that.
Yeah. Especially because this is not a cooldown from a support. This is the core hero that's used the spell right now to kill a support on the other side. So normally if it was a support hoodwink and you're like, I'm level 6 pre 10 minutes, it's not that big of a deal. However, Gogo not gonna have exorcism for a very long time. And actually going back onto Gogo, D-Stones right around him. Shackle shot connecting onto the creep in the river. Easy kill for D-Stones. Oh boy, oh boy. This is
waiting for the acorn shot, Shackle.
Ooh, yes, yes. That is gonna be really fun. The acorn shot Shackle, bushwhack Shackle, bushwhack blood right, dude. That's gonna be a fun spell combination.
Get that against
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
He's about to die again though. As they rupture him. Blood right.
Oh, Doom. All right.
Doom committed. I mean, Flyby really didn't want to. He would have preferred not to, but I guess you're not doing anything else with it. You're already so far ahead. Your team is winning fights without it.
That's what you get for winning Midas with it.
Middle lane.
Luna, trouble with the Shackle and
Ouch.
No match for my power.
That's what Romantic is.
Dire's
Luna's the
bottom
one
tower
hero
is under attack.
quite well farming at the jungle.
It looks like
Very
Dire fortified their
effectively here, toppling
structures.
net worth. A bit like that is not conducive.
Dire's bottom tower is being chipped away.
Go though.
Just keeping it loose.
And
Dyer's bottom tower needs some help.
For some more stuns. Will finally to go, but maybe. Looking and driving is got to the ace around, and so far he's successful.
Someone better help
eventually
Dyer's
he
middle
will be moved
tower.
down. All 5 heroes rotating around.
Dyer's middle
Another
tower just
that
went
fire
down.
ultimate committed just for and SAG, they're not done yet. Getting into the drop now with the bushwhack and the cold attack.
Rupture
Over Naya.
Where do you
He's
get off?
running. He's silenced on half health. MSU wants him. Double Keystone actually. I can next to him and Bloodseeker, but
These words
charges on there.
twist you.
Get the kill and they find a walk away for the time being. Okay. Life on the edge here for a lot of these heroes, but well, they're not falling off it.
Illusion.
Alive. Got my internet this time. Camera just froze. Really unfortunate, so yeah, it'll just be me. Do upon the job. It's a much more lovely voice to listen to, but Sunday we had like every single tech issue you could imagine. This time around. Not too much. That's gonna let you out, but let's see Jay. Good of all being tomato EMP, walk and
Radiant's bottom tower's
he was
got
stunned so he could
problems.
not turn. To get that final burst out, Dwargo gets a little thick as well.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Right.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Please. That's a blink. The right idea. 5 snap cookie. Get some follow-up control. Or get somebody out. Oh yeah. He's just tanking so much, bro.
Double damage.
Well, since they told me that fiber was installed recently, so maybe that's some after you stand fiber. That's right. Such a big kill. Remember, that is the mid hero. Problematic that one falls like that. No help. Running around.
Not much good's happening to Radiant's
To
bottom
get the hook
tower.
break here, presumably.
Radiant structures have
Goes for
been
the
snow
reload. The
fortified.
snow. Not right like that from Luna.
Radiant's bottom
How
tower
are
is
you
under
doing here? BKB showing that one up. Doom the double jackal here. That's to turn this around on the Luna. He's killing. That's what he's doing here. We're here next on the list. Can I get the jump down low? On the sun strike
Not much
on the
good's
money,
happening
but
to
it's only
Radiant's
level
bottom
1.
tower.
So he still fights the sniper with a
Double
tornado
kill.
afterwards.
Radiant's
Still
bottom
holding
tower
down.
is falling.
Okay, the Echo Slam though, they won't get some revenge and they'll find a more beginning and the Echo and another Mortimer's kisses. They will get that at least.
Dyer's middle tower isn't going to last
Right
long.
here, Rupture on Shackle, and the 2 is fine, Global. All of the fuse brains off. Not really due to SAG is ramping up. I mean, 15 minutes in, already K 17-5. It's only going to get worse. Obviously, he's going to be trying to have work now. You're all alone.
I guess they took it personal.
Don't cry for the likes of us.
No good. Walk out alone. To me, don't even have a tower there.
Illusion.
Just got caught by 2 different people and can't afford that. And I've been talking about it, like if you have a good way out of this lane stage and have a very strong mid-game timing, but it doesn't work,
Denied.
then the opposite will be true. Say, gee, they were the ones who had a good lane. Now they're the ones who can just game is badly. Gee,
Bounty.
keeps running into them now. Kills. Welcome back, Slam.
We just had a small
could turn
drop, a
away
small
from this
connectivity
battle?
issue, but we have resolved it. We're back in. So, you know, with this, fortunately, we did have the ability to still witness the game. You know, cellular technology is great, but one thing that I was wondering while watching this game and hearing you give us the wonderful commentary is Neptune Gaming, now that they do have Blink Dagger up, right, for Waishin, and they do have him, like, I feel like they, at this stage in the game, right now, you just avoid fighting until you get BKB on Luna. But sadly, Dragon Drop, why is she not going BKB? Like, I can understand going for the Manta in this particular game, but you just, even though Doom is just gonna jump you and doom you anyway, he still doesn't have Blink Dagger just yet, so you have a little bit of time where your team can buy you a little bit more space. But also MXL feels like they are very desperate for defensive items. Look at this, Manta, Lincolns, BKB, everything. Just, this is always a,
Give me all of them.
you know that this is a symptom of when the game is going so poorly that you're like, I would literally do anything. Just give me any option, as long as I can somehow find a way back into the game. But sadly, those options don't exist, but the rest of the team are trying to make that space by smoking out to Roche.
AI does not have anything to contribute here. He tries to TP out, MS with the BKB, have no problems clicking him down. Water also well.
Roche.
Every single move that NG is trying to make.
Remember earlier in the
Doom not having a blink. At least Doom and I is going.
I trust there
look how
was a
quickly they
reason.
smoke on the side of SAG as soon as they take in the Aegis. They immediately want to go in for a fight, and they're going to find one. Why shit? No, this is not the hero they can afford to lose, but hey, it's fine. Sacrifice Weekly, kill him instead. You know, he can die, it's fine. Why shit is just going to abandon him, leaving the Pango alone.
Monster kill! Own it!
Fools die.
Oh, game is hard. Game is hard. That was very difficult.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
What?
Radiant's bottom
Okay.
I got a big screenshot of this
Dire's
actually
middle
from my
tower.
friend who's also named Goku. by the way.
Radiant
He's also
structures are
yeah,
fortified.
I'll send it to him later.
Falcon Blade Deso. This is the new support Wind Ranger build. You just rush these items, dish out tons of damage. What's also really scary is just how little they do to Bloodseeker now that they've got BKB. Oh no, Luna. Luna, can she escape?
And White should escape.
I don't think. Nope, Wai Shen's dead. Somebody has to get sacrificed. You know, this is actually, Wai Shen deserves this. You left Hui Hui behind last time. Now it's your turn to get left behind.
The problem is, White Chin is playing like a support Snapfire.
Yeah.
Getting
look-
called out by himself.
Look where the farm is for this Wai Shen Snapfire right now. Underneath the Wind Ranger even. Falcon Blade Deso is more superior at this point. And they might find a good Echo Slam though. They get both supports. Okay. Goku bursts it down immediately. XCJ dies. But Hui Hui, in with the Rolling Thunder, Rupture immediately counters it. And now MS is on with the BKB. Runs down the Earthshaker. And will they look for more? I think they should be able to find more. They're going for Gogo. Got off the Exorcism Ghost, but this is just gonna get wasted in a second, my friend, as they get that kill as well. Everything just going south right now for the side of Neptune Gaming. And Luna, you know, she is alive, I guess. Did committed Eclipse, I guess, but
That's a good
you
start.
know.
Being alive, it's not something a lot of his teammates, or her teammates, can say. Turn back around on 2 stones, but there's no way to keep on top of them. He was high wall. Al's is doing a lot.
Yeah, just doing crazy amounts of
They're
work right
beating
now.
on Dire's
That's the
top
only thing that
tower.
is actually working out, really. Like, nothing else is going their way. MXL still committed to this full defensive route, but I don't think the rest of Sparking Arrow Gaming care. Like, they're just playing, they're doing whatever they want. Look at Son Goku. Wanted to go Blink Dagger, but he's like, why? Let me just buy BKB. Speaking of BKB, it's triggered by Flyby. They see MXL. Oh no, they found the Doom. They get the Shackle Shot. And despite the attempts at defense, Luna finally gonna get brought down. AAE ran down by MS. Double kill for this Bloodseeker. There is a Rolling Thunder on the back of the fight, which means that MS is isolated here inside the base, but he has an Aegis, and BKB healing off of these hero kills, getting a triple kill, allowing Wai Shen to survive, but now they're gonna come back for Hui. They're looking for this Ultra. Oh, come on, Flyby. Really, bro? Really?
Strike kill. Come on, man. GG, that was fun. I mean, this was only gonna go one way.
Wow.
37.
Let's pause. I'm sure they're Radiant victory!
The game didn't last as long as it break.
You're right, actually. But
Sometimes.
we did see